reinforcements. It's going to be super important to start that engagement. The nano boost into the Winston. Shu's going to get it soon. Youngbong also anti onto Shu. He's so low and he gets taken out. He wanted to find that pick onto Color Hex, but because of that, he utilized he wasn't able to utilize that nano boost, and the rest of the Gladiators, without no support, they're forced to back off. Boston Uprising now can take this point. Shu was able to have that since he had died earlier. The rally 2 from Skewed. He has the primal. The way the Gladiators are playing are pretty spread out, but that's because the Boston Uprising are also just forcing them to reposition. Here comes a duplicate. Mirror copying the Winston. They found Faith, but everyone's split up. Look at the way that the Gladiators are just trying to isolate some members of Boston Uprising. Huge anti onto Valentine and Color Hex. Both DPS, but Color Hex actually manages to retreat, and Kevster is popping off. He's found 2, and Mirror is finally coming in from the skies with focusing being finding Valentine. They flip the point for the first
as well. Myunbong nanos the Winston in.
Yeah, now Stand 1 is going to be able to hold the front line. Color Hex taking a lot of damage, but Valentine just consistent with this damage output. And of course, we have Myunbong being able to put on pressure himself on the backline safely. You have the rest of Valentine just... Kevster could get a pick with this Pulse Bomb. The Gladiators get to reclaim this point. They find Color Hex. It's going to be Space, but the Diva Bomb has been utilized by Ibushi. Space also being able to try to keep track, and Kevster gets the Pulse Bomb onto Faith. That just leaves Myunbong, who's unfortunately just by himself. Kevster and the duplicate from Mirror just not going to let him get away in time. The way the Gladiators are just diving onto these opponents are just trying to take full utilization over that nano boost duplicate. He's terrorizing the point. He's trying to split the piece, and 99 and 99, they have to stay on the point. It's overtime. He's taking a nap. Shu finding Valentine. Not even sure where he was. He was probably on the backline there, as Kevster still hasn't gotten checked. You said it before, when Color X has to catch up, it's difficult, and the Gladiators, they're winning this point here. They have the advantage and the number advantage on top.
Overtime's ticking down as well. Is anything going to be able to touch? I don't think so. Vicky trying to chip away at the backline, but again, quite unsuccessful. Myunbong is receiving a whole bunch of damage, but Muse ends up falling first.
He pushed up a little bit here, and Valentine actually punished him for that. But we take that trade here as the LA Gladiators still healthy with Muse coming back from the spawn. Valentine does not win that trade. Space actually was the one that hit him last, and now they have a free... They do try to take that fight over to that side health pack. Take your eye on Stand 1, who's taking a lot of damage. He goes down. Thanks to Shu here, and meanwhile, Space has the Diva Bomb. He's gonna go in for a reset. Kevster is terrorizing the Brigida again, and he finds Faith. Faith, again, it's just not having a good time. And then you have Myunbong having to back off. Kevster is just getting away with this support lineup for free. A lot of damage. He's so low. He gets antied. He can't get away. Meanwhile, Mirror on this duplicate having the Brigida. Everyone's photoed by the health pack. Where are you gonna go at this point when the Gladiators aren't even letting the Boston Uprising have any fun on this point? Yeah, look at that. Now, overtime already ticking away. Jaws and Boston Uprising haven't flipped this point once.
Yeah, Pulse available for Kevster too. They're not going to be able to touch, I can't imagine. Sony the Tracer on board. Color Hex goes down.
Mirror. Just insane. The way that the Gladiators just played these last 2 rounds, it looked closer for the Boston Uprising, but there's just not going to be any heads to touch that.
He has to back up now, and the Gladiators are making use of that space they're garnering. Well, Valentine's already dead as well. This is not a good start for the Uprising's defense. Immortality Field burned too.
And you can see Boston's Uprising support, they're off to the side, and now with Faith going down, it's going to be the Gladiators wasting no time making their way to that point. The way they just tore up the up, now it's Boston Uprising's turn, but they won't even be able to have the space to utilize it. They're forced into their spawn. They're literally running away. What can they do in this situation? You have the Brigida, you have the Orisa. They're literally preventing you from making your way to this point. Meanwhile, Boston Uprising already have 2 ticks. Or rather, the LA Gladiators already have 2 ticks. The Boston Uprising, they're desperately trying to get on. Look how many ticks we just saw from Kevster. All right, what is this? This is not the speed run that we had seen before. And Nap, he's forced to back off. He's a little separated from the Uprising, but they've already made their way over to the point here, Jaws. Now the LA Gladiators are going to try to take this fight in to this point, but the Uprising, we're down 2 members now. They've lost Valentine and Myunbong, and Mirror, he needs to be stopped because whenever he's on this Doomfist, it's going to be terror if you're the Uprising. Gets that quick stack. He also already is inside of that Primal. Now it's Valentine's turn, and I'm37 has the EMP, needs to land on the support line because Shu was about to get that nano boost, but not anymore. Now that gets taken out. Punk finding that pick, but Mirror is unstoppable. He's found the support once again, and somebody needs to check him. Position at this point. He gets the EMP. It's found 3, found both the supports. Big Diva Bomb, onto Myeongbong, and Valentine now. It's his turn to shine. He's found a DPS lineup here. And Boston Uprising, they need this. They need Valentine to be able to clean up that back line. You see the Gladiators disengaging in time, but they may... Yeah, that rally too is going to allow everybody from Gladiators to stay on this point, specifically Mirror, who already has some of that armor. Space has found Valentine now, getting some of that revenge going in, and as overtime takes away from the Boston Uprising, look how close they were for taking that last tick actually, for this first point. Meanwhile, the Boston Uprising are just dropping like flies, another ante onto Faith, and this rally isn't going to be enough to help keep Boston Uprising alive.
Oh,
They also hacked that health pack by the statue too, so that's actually going to provide some sustainability for these tanks to retreat to. I'm37's found Kevster though, that's a great pick, but they've traded that for both Faith and Stand 1. When you have I'm37 just fixated on Kevster, who's been a threat, that's a great start, but when the rest of the Boston Uprising are falling one by one, that is not how you want to continue on with that engagement. LA Gladiators now are moving...
Nano, but looks like, whoa, aggressive Nano from Glads.
It's because they don't want to waste any time. It's a speed run out here. If you're the LA Gladiators, are taking this payload out of the garage at this point, and they're just destroying the Boston Uprising while they're at it. They're still trying to contest for as long as possible, but it's just a matter of time before the Glads get that payload moving. Traded that synergy with Space. Space is going to go for the quick remech after utilizing the Diva Bomb, and the stick with the Pulse Bomb has found Faith. This is what I was talking about before when we were looking at these Brigitte stats. When you have somebody like Kevster just absolutely terrorizing your supports, what can you do in this situation? Of course, you're going to have Skewed, who also has the rally now. So I'm37 punished.
Kite back for a little time here. Punk is using that self-destruct, going over the remech. A Primal Rage already available. Luckily, saves Mirror's life too. Self-destruct was right on top of him. But it doesn't matter in the end, with both supports and the Boston Uprising going down and Faith not even getting to that rally. It's almost impossible for you to defend against the double win. Skewed and Muse are hacked, but can they actually finish off the kills? Shu is keeping Skewed alive for the time being, but a beautiful pulse bomb from Valentine to take him out. But Kev still with a better one. Both supports down. Both supports down now as well, actually, for the Glads. But it doesn't matter because Space and Muse are already in the backline just doing them dirty. The Boston Uprising with a nice little rebound in that fight. Couldn't make it. Oh, so apparently Vicky was muted. I could hear it, you couldn't. Unlucky. Good play-by-play, Vicky. I really enjoyed it. Everybody else would have done as well, don't worry. Mira transforming into the Diva. Whoa, there you go. It ended. 3 minutes and 17 seconds for the Gladiators.
Retreating. They're not playing with that confidence right now that they need if they're going to beat the Gladiators. But a great stick by Valentine right there.
Yeah, Mira ends up going down as well. The hands of Myeongbong. Okay. I felt like Valentine was playing a little bit solo queuey there, you know, like I'm just going to pulse and then if I can get anybody, blame my team for not following up. There is the rally, though, from the Gladiators. Beautiful stun onto Kevster, but it doesn't matter. He gets the recall off in time, so the pulse bomb kills Faith. Kevster's immortal. No one can actually punish her. Kevster on the side once again, looking for a small engage, and Skewed ends up going down. Finally, they find something that works. The pulse bomb misses, but Punk's bomb didn't. Shu ends up going down, and the Boston Uprising finally finding their footing.
Yeah, IM37's EMP wasn't great, but the Boston Uprising do a great job of disengaging from that duplicate from Mirror and then just sit here. So IM37, if he can find his in, it can be almost a free team fight win if he can get like 3 to 4 with this one. On the tanks right there.
Hits 2 tanks. Skewed's going to go bright purple as well. A manual hack onto Space to try and kill him, but Nano Boost actually invested to make sure he stays alive. He's running to the back line, hasn't got a remech available, but does enough damage to kill 2. IM37 and Myeongbong down. Space is eventually killed off, and the Boston Uprising somehow make it work. Skew goes down to a pulse bomb as Valentine now chasing the rest of the Gladiators back through the streets of London to the underground. Uprising, they've done it, but for how long? They used so many ults in that fight. Rally, now basically forced to reset completely. And EMP, I say that as they just dive straight back in again. 2 people hacked. Space is de-mech'd. Muse is de-live. Just Punk finds 2. They managed to get back into it, but Skew activates the rally. A rally for Faith as well. Customate, there's no one going down just yet. Everybody's immortal, and the payload is 2 meters away. Eventually, Skewed ends up going down as Faith's rally does enough to make it work for the Uprising. They should be able to get Space out of mech, kill him, and get second points, but it was a struggle.
This feels like a pacifist run from the Boston Uprising. As much time as they can because Gladiators have 3 minutes in the time bank.
Yeah, so playing a little bit sneaky beaky like. Health pack's hacked, so he can't use that. for some additional support, and Stan 1 gets nanoed in the front and squishes Shu. Not bad, not bad. You said they want a lot of time. At least they're granted this fight, but they're running.
Disengage and then get IM37 back on that EMP. They're fighting for the point right now. Great hack onto Mira.
Beautiful
and they've
kill.
isolated one. Maybe this is a fight to win.
Big stick from Valentine as well. I commented on the Tracer a little bit earlier on, saying it wasn't quite up to snuff earlier on in the season. A little bit proved me wrong right now. Kevster and Shu find 2 kills. There is a spawn advantage, of course, for the Gladiators, but Valentine cleaning house. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. There is a Lucio on the point now, but he's going to get booped away, and the Boston Uprising have done it. They managed to secure that 3rd point. 1 minute and 30. Valentine trying to find something, but nothing can be found at all. He just gets denied. The pulse bomb whiffs a little bit, and IM37 sent to sleep. Okay, at least they've got Mira. Saving grace now for the Boston Uprising as they get Space's mech as well. But it doesn't matter because Kevster and surprise, surprise, Muse tag team duo in the backline. Someone's going to help Myungbong. A nice little anti-nade, but he doesn't survive for too long. A recall for Kevster, full HP back again as Muse falls for the Gladiators. But let's be real, Rally, are you getting through it? Definitely not. Looking like a full hold here for the Gladiators. Valentine falls, and this should just be it. The best that the Boston Uprising could hope for right now. It's going to be a draw, Scott, to keep them in this series. To the point to contest. Myungbong's in trouble, but so is Faith. Kevster on the back line just disintegrates him. And now Myungbong is getting chased by the Muse. Like, what do? You can't do anything with the Boston Uprising right now. This should just be all over. Shu at least ends up going down. Self-destruct on point's going to have to kill 17 members of the Gladiators, but it's not going to be enough. The rally to finish it all off, and the Gladiators 3-0 the Boston Uprising and see themselves playing against Rain a little later on.
Saw the value of having the nano boost on your Winston right there on the Muse. Just absolutely divides the backline and tears the Boston Uprising apart. Great play by the Los Angeles Gladiators, and they